I want to start doing opera singing. Opera singing. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say, look, Jazz, right? You know you're whack at singing, right?
That's not a great.
Hello.
And welcome back to the Growth Club.
We is here for a second week on the tube, but for a fifth week on audio.
Fifth week.
Yeah, 5 weeks straight we've done the podcast.
Over a month. That's crazy.
Yeah, we only have 50 to 47 weeks left.
That's crazy.
How do you feel?
I feel
Do you think we'll do the full year, yeah?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
But guys, welcome back to this week's podcast, and this is where we talk about all things growth.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, we had an absolute nightmare this morning. So we're doing the setup for the pod. You guys may not notice, and if you don't notice, that means I've done a good job. But we basically got some new lights in and stuff like that, and our main key light doesn't work. So we had to pull out some like cheaper lights that had lying around, but thank God we were able to kind of still get this set up. But I was stressed this morning. I don't know if you can see it, but I was fuming.
Oh no.
Absolutely fuming.
I
Especially
know.
when I clocked like the light wasn't like working. I was
Mike, you were
fuming.
not nonchalant about it.
Yeah, I'm normally a chill guy as well.
Yeah, but we know each other for a long time now, so I know when you're not okay.
Yeah.
You could be silent, and I know
Yeah, that's
that
what
you're
I'm saying.
raging.
I just go quiet, but
Yeah.
like I'm in my head, I'm like,
Yeah, but it was nice because when I was trying to make you laugh, I knew you weren't trying to break a smile, but you smiled. And I was like, yeah, even I can get through to you on a
but it's not
bad.
the right time for me to try.
Doesn't
it now.
matter. Doesn't matter.
But anyway, look, we made it. We're here. You know, as a
Thank you for sorting out the technical difficulties
in
because
these
I wasn't gonna do
in
it.
these scenarios, you got to learn how to adapt. You got to be, what's the word?
Adaptable.
Yeah, adaptable. Yeah. But yeah, so look, we're here. We thank God. Cameras are working. Cameras are working. Lights are somewhat working. But anyway, look, that's neither here or there. We're here now. That's the main thing.
Let's get started.
Let's get started. So welcome everyone. Thank you guys for everyone who tuned in last week to the visuals. Thank you for everyone who left us messages. Make sure again, we'll say it again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you're listening on audio, make sure you rate the podcast. Can you like on audio? If you can like on audio, like the podcast. Oh wow. It's like speaking in tongues. Make sure you like the podcast. And I think I'm enjoying the visuals, but I did feel very we were saying it last week, we feel naked now.
Yeah, I felt really exposed.
Yeah.
I wasn't even trying to share it on my Instagram, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and I had to force you to do it.
Yeah, Mike was like, look, I'm inviting you as a collaborator and he accepted it for me.
Yeah, because it's funny, because it's like last week you were talking about how comfort is killing your dreams. So I'm like,
know.
Get out of your comfort zone and post this on
And
your
that was
page.
the week we had to post.
You know what I mean?
And the thing is that
poetic.
Instagram is very intimate. Even though I don't really interact with many people on Instagram, I post on TikTok, and I don't mind if a million strangers see me on TikTok. But there's something about posting to your intimate circle that's just really exposing. And it's not that... The thing is, it's not that I care what anyone thinks, because I don't really talk to many people. I'm kind of a loner in that way. Not a loner, but like I keep to myself. So it's not that I care what people think, but it's still... I felt naked. Yeah.
Because when we're doing just the audio, it felt like we just had a little corner there in Spotify that no one could like find us.
Yeah.
But now it's like,
hey,
we're
you said this and I seen you say it.
Yeah, no, facts, exactly. It's like, I seen you, like you can't get away with it. We could, at least before, like, oh, that was AI.
That wasn't me.
It's AI, it wasn't us. But now the visuals are out. We're posting shorts and TikToks and Instas. And let's just
automation.
Let's just see where it takes us then.
Yeah, so how's your week been, Mike?
Yeah, good question. I don't even know. Week. What did I do this week?
I have no idea. You tell us.
It's just more work, actually.
Yeah.
I love my own work this week because I wasn't too busy with client work. But next week,
Mike posted a really great video about our driver in India.
Oh, thank you.
So if you tuned in to our first episode on the podcast, we talked about, our trip in India. We were invited to a wedding, but we failed to mention kind of the star of the whole trip, which was our driver Chandler, if he was in the UK.
Yeah, what a legend.
What a legend. So if you haven't seen it, go on Mike's Instagram and have a look.
For a bit of context, Chand was basically our driver for 3 days while we were in India. We met him in Delhi, kind of by chance, and then he ended up taking us to Jaipur, to Agra,
back to Delhi. We
ended up meeting his family, and he's just a really, really cool guy. So if you want like a recap of that, go check my Instagram. But if you want to watch like an actual video and actually see Chant, go check our YouTube, our
Planes-
other YouTube, Planes and Gains,
Gains.
which is our travel content.
Yeah.
So
And if you're in Delhi, then just give him a shout out. But yeah.
if you're in Delhi, go shout Chant.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, my week was cool. Yeah, just working on a lot of my own stuff. I have a few shoots this week. Well, 2 shoots this week. I'm going to Ireland, going to Dublin this week.
Mm-hmm.
So I just need to plan for that.
And for those who don't know, what do you actually do? Are you a videographer? Are you a photographer?
I just make content.
You used to be a physicist and now you make movies.
Yeah. She's quoting my Insta bio. Yeah, in short, I used to be a physicist. Now I make movies. Yeah, that's how I like to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like to, not to say box myself in, because that's very cliche, but it's just, I do what you need me to do when it comes to visuals or content. And because obviously I can come up with ideas and create, direct and all that as well. So yeah, a bit of all that. But yeah, shoots this week coming up. So I'm excited for that. My mum's down this week.
She is.
Yeah, my mum's actually in the other room.
Yeah.
She wanted to be here while we're filming, just looking. I'm like, no, because knowing my mum, she's going to start piping in and saying this or saying that.
Or if we say something, she'll be like, in Jesus' name.
Yeah, I review it. Yeah, fact.
For example, when we had lighting issues, Mike was saying, oh, I hope I can get this return. And she was like, in Jesus' name, you will.
Yeah,
and
no,
Mike
facts.
was like, now's not the time.
Yeah, no, facts. And like, it's even funny, like, we're walking back from church and I was telling my mum, like, we've got this, I get this like meal prep from a company. And then obviously I'm expecting her to be like, oh, that's really cool. And she's like, do you guys pray over the food? And we're like, oh, look.
You were looking at me like,
hey, I knew the answer she wanted, but I knew the answer she wanted. I didn't have that. So I'm like, hey, you answer because you'll get in less trouble. She looked at me like, Mike, you should know better.
Yeah.
But anyway, but that's just kind of like a glimpse into what my mum's like. But outside of that, yeah, it's cool to have her.
She's currently doing Bible study with Chica right now.
Yeah. So if you guys seen Chica last week, the dog. So my mom's currently doing Bible study with Chica, our dog, which is hilarious.
I love it.
Anyway, that's my mom. But anyway, how's your week?
Yeah, my week has been really good. I started my new job. Well, I started it technically the week before, but I did some more hours this week. Inspired some people, which was really, really good. Gave some good advice, imparted my wisdom.
Impartation,
exactly. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the job actually. I think that's a field that I want to explore. I think if you've seen my TikTok, I do love giving out free advice and things like that because I'm very passionate about what I do, which is property. For those of you who don't know, I've got my own Airbnb, but I will be diving more into property.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm very passionate about it and I just want to help people. So the job that I'm doing right now, the contracted job I'm doing right now, is basically gassing people up, inspiring them and keeping them, holding them accountable. Yeah, just giving them actionable advice, because I've been there before where people just give rubbish, empty advice that you can't do anything with. Yeah. And yeah, I don't like that.
So you mentioned your Airbnb there. There's one thing you learned about your Airbnb building this week. What was that?
Yeah, so guys, I didn't choose to know this information. This came about, and apparently the building that my Airbnb is in is haunted. Nuts. And it's one of the most haunted places in the area. Yeah, I'm not going to say where.
There's an actual list, so it's number 1 on it.
Yeah. Now, this place used to be some sort of institute, so that's a great start. And to be honest, I always knew there was weird vibes when I went into this building. If I had my time over again, maybe I wouldn't have taken on. Who knows? I don't know. But I did, and I'm here. But the first thing we did when I was moving the furniture in is we all gathered around and prayed. And so I haven't had any bad or, unwanted spirits in my Airbnb, thank God. And I think that's because we prayed.
As far as we know.
No, my guests haven't complained because the reason I know about this is because another operator mentioned that their guest, who's in there for 3 weeks, was freaking out. Because basically there's an automatic light that goes on in the hallway
of the actual apartment.
The actual apartment through motion. So, it's got a motion sensor through motion.
You made that.
I know. I made it so much more. Anyway, so the guest was in the bedroom trying to get some sleep and they see a shadow of feet underneath the door where the hallway is. Now, obviously they've got motion sensor in the hallway and the light turned on. There's no one in the apartment. So then someone else came into the chat and said that back in their grandparents' and great-grandparents' day, it used to be a spiritualist church. So people would be doing, readings and contacting the other side.
Hello.
All of that. And
Hello.
there was one point where they couldn't operate or do what they wanted to do on one of the floors of this building because the spirits were just so bad. Anyway, that is what I learned about my Airbnb. But
please feel free to book in.
yeah, please feel free to book in. It's great. Mine's been prayed over.
Yeah.
Mine's anointed. So
that's hilarious.
yeah.
That's 2 jokes.
I know. I was like, Mike, guess what? Another thing about my Airbnb.
Yeah, because there's been so many horror stories in this.
Yeah.
Not even, well, I say horror, I don't mean that literally, but you've had so many issues
Yeah.
with this building.
This is just hilarious.
Yeah, it's just more and more and more and more.
But I'm not worried. Mine's protected.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's been my week. And now we have your lovely mother staying with us. And we took her to church today.
Yeah. She enjoyed herself.
Yeah, she loved it. Singing along.
We got the seal of approval.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I know she's very not picky, but she's like,
particular.
Make sure they're preaching about Jesus Christ in this church. Because some churches are a bit, you know.
Yeah, she's very particular, but she loved it. And we're going to go back later this evening. But that will be our 3rd service this week, later on today.
Yeah, because we went on Friday, innit?
Yeah, we spent Friday night at church.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was wild.
Oh, my
It's called Night of Fire.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I actually enjoyed myself. That was actually a good service.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely like part of our routine now. It's like what we do.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I'd rather spend my Friday nights now at church rather than anywhere else.
Yeah, no. Facts, you're right.
But I want to talk about how we met each other's parents the first time, actually. Seeing as your mum is here.
Seeing as she's here.
So you met my parents first after like 6 months of us dating? Well, in person, actually. No, actually.
In person?
No, when you were
in person was the first time.
No. So on your way to meet my parents, you FaceTimed your mum, and that's when I said hello to her for the first time over FaceTime.
Slow down. Was I with you on the way to your house, or did I just meet you at your house?
No. We went there together.
And I FaceTimed my mum?
Yeah.
Is that the first time you seen my mum?
Yeah.
Ah.
I think you were just like, let's get it all done in one go.
Yeah.
But yeah, you came to our house and a few of my other family members were there because I thought, you know what, it makes more sense because my family members are kind of scattered.
Yeah.
To just do it all in one go.
Yeah.
And also I think that when it's just one-on-one, not even one-on-one, 2-on-1, so both my parents and Mike, I think that could be a bit intimidating.
Yeah. I was nervous, man.
Of course you were.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't know. I didn't even know how to. I was nervous, but I think when I was there, I was fine. Like I really got into it because at the end of the night, I was doing dancing salsa with your mom, innit?
Yeah.
But at the time, because it was like the whole fam as well, so there's so many people who.
It wasn't even the whole fam. It was like half.
Yeah, half, which is still a lot for me because my family's quite small. So it's like, yeah, heading there, knowing I was going to see everyone all at once, I was a bit like, I hope this goes well. And it did go well. It was actually fine. Like your mom's, your mom. Jazz is, like if you've ever met Jasmine's mom, she's so funny. And funny enough as well, she's Irish as well. So I had that like
familiarity
there. Yeah, exactly. And then your dad supports United. So that had that there as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, your dad is obviously just so cool and chill. And then obviously your sisters and stuff were great as well.
Well, the first time my dad met you, he was like, "Whoa, you're Irish."
Yeah,
did
he not know?
I don't think so. I kept it like.
Yeah, I think
want to speak
a lot of people
much.
in the UK, it takes them by shock because obviously I'm a black guy, and then I start talking and hear an Irish accent, and then I kind of like, is this coming out of your mouth or?
No, to be fair, even when like I've gone to Ireland, I was even surprised when I met you because I haven't met many black Irish at that point.
Yeah.
Or any.
Yeah, a lot of people haven't.
Any.
That's why a lot of people assume I'm like Canadian or American because they just don't know where to place the accent. And I'm like, it's just Irish, bro.
Yeah.
It's first for everything. But yeah, obviously, Steve probably wasn't expecting that. But
he loves you.
Yeah, but I think like that when it comes to parents and stuff, I think the Irish charm really helps because I know how to chat to them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you've got the crack.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, all you need is a bit of crack, and then obviously just drop a bit of the lingo here and there. But yeah, no, that was really nice. And then yeah, we got quite close from there. And
If before you knew it, like you were around every week
yeah,
for Sunday
bestie.
roast.
Yeah, Sunday roast,
Yeah.
bro. Because that wasn't anything I used to do before. Roast on the Sunday,
Mhm.
especially your mom's. Banging.
So good.
Banging. Yeah, that's
So
like
good.
my favorite thing now, especially when your mom comes over.
Mm.
Absolutely my favorite thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, they were definitely a lot more welcoming than I thought they would be. Because I felt welcome like that.
Yeah, straight away.
Yeah, literally straight away. Like, they really made me feel at home.
Have you not felt welcome in the past then, or is
I haven't met anyone else's.
very good?
You know, I have, but not like a formal introduction like that.
Oh, it was like a hey in the street sort of
No,
thing.
it's kind of like I already knew that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it was good. So I think, question for you now. How was it meeting my mom? And was she what you... Okay, here's a question, right? Good question, right? Describe how you thought my mom was like, or would be like, and versus what she actually was like.
Oh, I'm trying to remember now, but I don't think I was expecting her to be as chill as she is.
Because...
I don't know. I just... Because I
Should black women not be chill? I'm stitching you up. I'm joking.
Look
By the
at
way,
you.
I know I'm kidding.
Look
I'm
at
playing.
you. No, it's just she's really chill.
Chill in what sense? 'Cause my mom's like
really laid back.
like final boss of nonchalantness. Like,
No, she's just very relaxed.
okay,
But I didn't really have anything to go off, to be honest.
me no.
Well, yeah, but like you just said she's chill. You didn't really go into too much detail, to be honest.
Yeah,
You just said, look, she's a big Christian lady.
yeah,
Not a big lady, but a big Christian lady.
yeah,
And so that's really all I had to go off.
yeah.
And that, I need to learn French. So that was a bit scary.
That's so fair.
Yeah. So, but honestly, like after... No, you know what it was actually? You recorded a video and it was viewing your brother's new flat.
Yeah,
And you said in the video, oh, say hi to Jazz. And she goes, so hi, Jazz. And she never like met me at that point.
yeah.
So from there I was like, oh, she's chill. She's good vibes.
Yeah.
So I knew that when I was actually meeting her in person, there was already that, it wasn't scary at all. Because I knew that because of how I've seen her act in, for example, in a video like that, or even over the phone on FaceTime, she's just so nice and so friendly and so bubbly.
Yeah.
So I wasn't worried. I mean, the first thing I did when I met her was make her a cup of tea in her own house.
Yeah. But at that point as well, it's like you met my older brother before.
Yeah.
So do you think it was easier meeting her because you've met...
This is true because we actually FaceTimed in Mexico with the whole family. So I actually met
your
mum
like,
a few times before I actually met her.
I feel like you're more nervous meeting my brother.
Really?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, no.
I remember
yeah.
Because for context now, when she met my brother, we were actually in Mexico because my brother was staying out there for a bit. So we decided to meet up at Chichen Itza, the Mayan temple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chichen Itza, the Mayan temple in Mexico. And yeah, I think on the way there, I feel like you're a bit nervous.
Yeah, because I hadn't spoken to him before. I didn't know what to expect. And obviously, he's, with the family, I want to make a good impression. It's not just him either.
Yeah.
It's, his partner and then obviously his kid as well. I knew I was going to get on with the kid because kids love me. And I just love getting on with kids. So I knew that was going to be a blast. And Kenji ended up loving me. So
yeah, no facts.
Yeah.
Now you and my mom are also like besties now. I feel like you guys turn on me. I don't like that though.
No, we don't.
What happened this morning? You guys were both talking about, oh, yeah, Mike likes to rush and be late. And that was, you guys ganged up on me. I didn't appreciate that.
I no comment.
Well, you guys did.
I can no
So
longer confirm or deny.
It's you've been watching too many of these shows.
Line of duty.
Yeah, no, facts. Yeah, no, that's really cool. But yeah, no.
Well, now that your mum's here, it's not even now that your mum's here. I want to talk about how important it is actually choosing the right partner in business.
Okay.
So if you've got an entrepreneurial mindset, how do you go about choosing a partner that's going to understand that? What do you think about that? Because we obviously met each other before we started businesses. We were both in 9-to-5 jobs.
Yeah.
So how do you know you're choosing the right partner? If entrepreneurship is your end goal, essentially.
I don't know.
You don't know.
No, because for me, it was like, you already just matched me in terms of mindset and how we talk. So it wasn't a case where I was like, because I wasn't even super businessy then. At least, well, I wasn't in the sense of I am trying to get out of my current scenario, but in terms of like the level I was at isn't what it was now. So in that, it was more so, do we? Because okay, one thing I always say as well, right? When it comes to any type of partner, I feel like in this day and age, you should be picky. Like I always tell people, like I don't really believe in settling for less or just settling in general when it comes to relationships. But you will have to compromise. So what I mean by the difference in that is your partner should always have the exact same core values. Do you get me? So imagine you have like 5 core values, which is maybe like loyalty. They need to be, honest. Need to be a Christian. Need to be that. So whatever your core values is, I don't think you should compromise on that because that will end up biting you in the arse later on. But then everything outside of that, where it comes to maybe, for some people, maybe looks or they don't train or they don't do that, they don't do this or that. They're the stuff you can compromise, but the core ones you definitely shouldn't. So for me, it was like the core values you had aligned with mine. Because mine was more so, I need someone who's, I don't know, like has that same drive and ambition as I do.
Yeah.
I don't want a small-minded thinking person. And
you're also someone who has a mindset. Like
what?
Like a settling mindset. Like will settle for anything for the bare minimum. With their job, with their life, anything.
I do or I don't want that.
You don't want that.
Yeah, no, exactly. I want someone with abundant mindset, someone who's willing and not scared to dream. Do you get me? So that was one of my core values. And then obviously it helped that you went gym and this and that. But at the same time, if you didn't go gym, that's not one of my core values. So I would have been all right with that. Do you get me? So I think because the core ones aligned, I think everything else worked out. And it makes sense that you're also doing business now because our core values already aligned in that way. So I think when it comes to choosing a partner, whether it's business, whether it's for business or not choosing a partner for business, but choosing a partner to suit the lifestyle you have, never ever compromise on your core values.
Yeah.
Never. Because there's so many people on this earth. Like, I think even like from me coming from Ireland to the UK, it's like Ireland, because of the village mentality, you think you like what you like.
Yeah.
And whatever is in front of you is all that's in front of you. But obviously, like me coming to the UK, much more diverse populations, a lot more going on. Your mind just kind of expands as well. So it's like, I always encourage people to not settle and literally look for your type. But don't be, your type needs to, when I say like, when someone asks me what's my type, I name someone that aligns with my core values, and then everything else is just a bonus or a plus. Do you get me?
Exactly.
Because you're not gonna find, like, if you have like a list of like 10, like the odds of you finding the right partner then diminishes because of the amount of criteria they need to meet. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think?
No, I completely agree. I think your core values need to align.
Yeah.
Because everything else is, you can move things around.
Yeah.
Whereas your core values, they're true to your core, and you can't budge on those.
Yeah.
And so if you're just going to ignore it at the start of your relationship because you really like that person, eventually the lust and everything that's pretty at first is going to fade, and all you're left is with those core values, and you're not going to end up liking that person. So don't give in to the short-term attractiveness of what you think you see at the beginning.
Yeah.
So like, oh yeah, but they're my type, they got long hair, they got a beard, and they're from this place, and so on. That's going to fade, and that eventually that's not going to matter, because you're going to realize that their core values are going to piss you off.
Yeah.
If they don't align with yours.
Yeah. Was there anything you were iffy about when you first met me?
No.
I put you on the spot. Really? So you're like, wow, this man is perfect. I'm ready. Take me as
Yes.
I
am. I would say core values, no.
Okay.
No, because the big thing for me is that you're family orientated, but I do think that since being with me, if you don't mind me saying so, I do think you've gotten closer to your family.
I was gonna say, I think family orientated for me and you was very different then. So it's
Yeah.
like I obviously love my family, but our dynamic is very like
You're more independent.
yeah. So for example, I mean not for example, for context, my older brother is 9 years older than me. I'm 9 years older than my younger brother. So it's like we obviously didn't grow up in the same time or the same time or what's the word? Not era, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it's like we're not necessarily besties where we discuss the same stuff and do this. Obviously, but we are close. But since like one thing I realized from your family straight off the bat was the togetherness you had, and I think that's kind of something that people from like my background or culture, we don't like. An example, we don't generally have dinner. Like we don't all sit around the table and have dinner.
And
that's
discuss
like
your week.
that's more so for like a Christmas time thing.
Right.
Do you get me? That's more so Christmas or special events, and like for me, it's just like we just grab the food, go to the living room, eat it up. Do you get me? So I think there's certain dynamics that I seen that I really liked, and there's also certain stuff that I seen that I realized I missed out on as well.
Right.
So
like the dinner table thing.
Yeah, I don't think that's defining. I don't think I've changed because I wasn't able to have dinner with my family every Sunday. But I do think it does it does, what's the word I'm looking for? It does, what's that word? It does solidify like the family dynamic. So it's like, go off during the week, do what you want, but then on that Sunday or whenever you guys have dinner, or even if it's on every evening, you can now, communicate, talk, you know what I mean? Anything you're going through, we can talk about and hash out and just do that as a family. So that's one thing I'd like to now
implement.
Do or implement. So like for example as well, like I can go like a week and a half without ringing my mom. You have to talk to yours every day.
If I don't call my mum in a week, she'll be in Manchester. she'll be knocking on the door saying, why haven't we spoken? So no, that's impossible.
That's what I'm saying. Like my mum's very different. That's where we said like she's very chill. She's like even like when I call my mom, especially when she's watching Korean TV show, it feels like I'm like, hello. She's like, hey.
You're
and I'm
disturbing
like, hey. So
her.
like, how are you? I'm like, she's like, yeah, how are you? And I'm like, are you paying attention? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, I think I'm disturbing you. I'll see you in a bit. And she's like, okay. Love you too. Do you get me? So she's very
hilarious.
like, sometimes it feels like she doesn't want me to phone. Obviously she does, but we're very chill in that way. All I have to do is text her, hey, you good? She'll be like, yeah, I'm fine, or vice versa. So my family orientated was very different to your family orientated. Yours is a lot more active.
Do you think more dependent in that sense?
Dependent/active. So I think you do a lot more to keep it going. Yeah. Whereas I can get away with doing less because that's just our.
It's
dynamic.
always been that way.
Do you get me?
You've always been independent, which is nice because you don't have to know. Okay, well, if we don't message each other every day, I still love you.
Yeah, because I think it's different as well. Because like I moved out at 16, and I've been out since then. And what am I, 28? Wow. 12. Wow. That's so old. Crazy. Anyway, I moved out at like what, 28? I mean, at 16. So I think from then, I've gotten used to being apart from mom. And even like growing up as well, there's certain periods where I was away from mom for a while. So I think I'm just used to that. Yeah. And even with Serge, with him being older than me, when he went to uni, he was gone for ages as well. And he'd come back, and obviously I'd be happy when he's back. But excuse me. Yeah, so obviously it's about I think it's just the dynamics are different. So I think we're definitely both family orientated, but
just in different ways.
Yeah, in different ways. Yeah.
But now you've taken some of what you've seen on.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice.
Have you taken any family stuff from my side?
Yeah, probably. You've helped me be a bit more independent, I think.
Okay.
Especially because you've taken me from my home, and now I live in Manchester.
Taking you from your home sounds crazy.
I'm joking.
Crazy. That's how your mom would see it, though.
Yeah,
Mike's taking my daughter.
Yeah, I'd still be
my precious daughter.
She'd have me living at home until we were both, elderly.
Yeah, no facts.
We'd be besties. Yeah.
Okay, so so the family orientated thing was one thing you thought was you liked. Was there anything that I said were you a bit iffy about?
No, not none of your core values, because otherwise I wouldn't be here.
Any outside values? Peripheral values?
Maybe recreational hobbies that you,
Fairs.
yeah, but
Yeah, fairs.
hey, like,
Hey.
hey,
Yeah, fairs. Hey, we thank God we moved on from
exactly. And I never, gave you an ultimatum,
that, huh? Yeah, no, fair.
so you just
Yeah,
had to
we
grow.
thank God for that.
Yeah, I'm
You're
here.
not gonna ask me the same question, no?
No,
Or were you
okay.
perfect?
I'm perfect, but let's ask you anyway, just for shits and gigs.
Go on.
The same question.
What's the question?
Is there any anything that you were iffy about?
No, but I think, you have to remember as well, like the streets are cold. I think they're probably colder than ever now. So I think when you want to step out of the street into, a warm house, sometimes you need to check.
Who's the heating supplier?
I was trying to think of an analogy.
I know.
It just went. But yeah, no, I think obviously, as you like approaching anything in life, you're a bit, okay, not you, or I'm not generalize it, but I can be a bit skeptical.
Yeah.
So I think it's just having your wits about you, and because not everyone is there for the right intention as well. So not to say necessarily you made me this way, but at the same time, it's like getting into it, I had to still. I wasn't like, boom, I'm in here. This is great. You get me? It's just still.
What do you mean?
Step by step.
What do you mean? I'm not following exactly. What do you mean?
What part?
Just start from the beginning, like what you meant.
I feel like I'm in trouble now.
No.
No, I'm saying there's nothing about you that I was a bit iffy about.
Yeah.
But I'm saying naturally, I entered this. You well, I keep saying you, but I mean me. I enter stuff with a bit of skepticism, where it's like I'm not gonna throw myself wholeheartedly into it.
Oh, I see. That's we spoke. Yeah, this is kind of down to your attachment style, though.
Go on.
Think so. Your attachment style is because you've moved a lot in the past as well. You come from a very independent, family.
Yeah.
You don't attach yourself to things where it's all or nothing. Like, I have to be in your life sort of thing. And if you weren't in my life, I'd be broken. You're not like that. You're like, look, if you have to leave, I'll be fine. I'll live.
Yeah, facts.
So you don't have a problem with people leaving.
Yeah.
So you don't like to attach yourself too much in case of that happening.
Yeah, facts.
Don't worry, I'm here.
It just turned into therapy. Yeah, no, you're right though. You're right. Yeah. So I think, yeah. Jeez, that got deep. Yeah.
But we love you.
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely part of it, like how I grew up and stuff like that. And even outside of them moving around a lot, there's other scenarios where people have come and gone. Do you get me? So
you didn't want to expect too much from
exactly
this perfect girl that you met.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, she's everything I want.
Because even like, I can say up to like, even like 6 months in, I was still like, hey, she gets up tomorrow, I'll be fine.
I know.
Do you get me? Although it's like, yeah, I say I'll be fine. I think how I'll deal with it, I will be fine. Do you get me? But it probably still would affect me. But I think definitely, obviously, once we got like serious, I was like, okay, she
can't leave now.
Yeah, and I think if you're going to do something, do it wholeheartedly. There's no point in like half doing things.
Well, like you said, streets are cold, so you had to be serious. You didn't want to mess me about. That's because, like you said, the streets are cold.
Well, in the sense, I didn't want to end up on the street again, or what are you saying?
Exactly, because these women out here are not going to treat you well.
Likewise.
Exactly, so we got to treat each other well.
Facts.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyway, carry on.
But yeah, I think no, I wasn't iffy about anything. Yeah, there's nothing like, there's definitely like, there wasn't any red flags or anything. I didn't have any of that.
No.
And obviously,
it definitely is one of those things where when like I didn't have any
question then. Yeah. So when was the point you were like, oh, I know that I know?
I can't say it was like a day, a moment, an hour. It's all these things that are added up. All the little things that you do are added up into just maybe like one day, or whenever you're just thinking about the relationship, you'll think, oh yeah, you know what? I actually don't feel anxious with this person. I don't feel like I have to be anyone else but me.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing. I think when you look back at your old, maybe relationships or situationships, you think, at the time, maybe, yeah, it's what I wanted. But then when you think about it, you're like, actually, I wasn't myself. I was the person that I thought they wanted me to be.
But that's the kind of issue. That's kind of where my skepticism comes in as well. Because it's like, even when you're in a scenario, you think this is the scenario you want.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So it's like, and I think you learn that with experience as well. It's like, okay, yeah, this feels great right now. I love this. I love this person. But
how do I know?
How do you actually know? Because you've been in that scenario before where you thought, this is great, I love this person, and only to find out you guys aren't compatible.
Yeah, but I think it comes down to there's no anxiety, there's no questioning. So it's like, oh, but they're doing this, they're doing this action, which makes me think this, but they're saying this, which makes me feel reassured. But it's not adding up. The actions and the words aren't adding up. Whereas I think when the actions speak, then obviously words are an extra bonus, but there's no need in a sense because you don't feel any anxiety. And you don't feel like you need to get their attention. You don't feel like you need to do anything more than just being you. And I just felt really content with being myself. I didn't have to pretend. Not that I'm saying
but I think that's why that helps because our core values align.
Exactly.
Because our core values did align, you could literally just be yourself and it just worked like that. But I think one thing that I kind of brought from past experiences, not brought, but confused me. I remember, like, I don't know, was it like within the first year, right? I was like, why haven't we argued yet? Do you remember that? I was like, what's going, like, for me, it was like, this is going too well. I'm like, obviously we have our little bickers here and there, but it's never like, I've never raised my voice at you.
No.
Did you get me?
No.
And like, so I think maybe I was used to that or used to seeing that. And that's why I thought, like,
when's it going to go bad?
Not even when it's going to go bad, but I almost think, isn't it a bit healthy to have a few arguments here and there?
So then he just started arguments.
You're trying to show you. That's not true.
No, it's not true.
But yeah, so then I remember you were like, who hurt you? You know, stuff like that. Yeah. I'm like, it's not even that. I just thought that's what it is. And not to say we don't disagree with stuff. We do. But we've never like screamed. I think the most we've done was I just went silent on you for like a day and you were happy with that.
No. Communication is a huge thing. And then going silent for a day, too much.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you need your time.
Facts.
Everyone needs their time to climatize and, whatever. But not talking to someone, that's going to do more harm than good. And the same goes for raising your voice at someone. You can't be at two opposite ends. You got to find a neutral ground. Yeah. You can't be screaming and you can't be silent.
Yeah.
You got to be somewhere in the middle.
So is there a method to reasoning or to come into a resolve?
What do you mean?
If we were arguing now, right? Let's just say, what's something that we go back and forth about sometimes?
Don't really know. Do the dishes?
Let me not use that because we're still struggling with that one. Let's not use that one. Okay, but let's just say, there's one more chocolate bar in the fridge.
Yeah.
And I really wanted it.
Yeah.
But then you really wanted it.
Yeah.
How would we resolve that? Or what's the best way to resolve that?
We share.
No, but I want it all.
Okay, well, I'll say to you, I also want it. So how can we come to a neutral, what am I trying to say? How can we come to a...
Neutral ground?
Yeah, how can we...
I don't think the chocolate is a good example because we can share that. Yeah, that was a good answer. But
I think you've got to both, what's the word? You've both got to... Oh, what is the word? Compromise. Yeah. Yeah, it comes from a compromise.
Yeah, but do you know what? Scrap the chocolate one because that's an easy one. Okay. Like, you learned that as a kid. What I was going to say is I think when we have our discussions... Do you know what? I think it comes down to trusting your partner. I say that because you can be in a scenario where you think your partner is trying to one-up you or they're trying to manipulate you or they're trying to do this or do that. So I think when you trust them and know they have good intentions, it allows you to kind of drop your guard and kind of reason with that. Because I think for me and you, what I like to I don't know if I remind us, but what I like to remind myself is that we're on the same team. It's not a competition. Yeah. So if you quote unquote win an argument or you get your win argument, it doesn't now mean you've won.
No, because it's both of you trying to solve the one issue.
Exactly, but I think that's the issue. Generally speaking, I feel is that people feel like they're almost in competition. So it's like one person doesn't really want to give or compromise because they may feel their partner is always getting their way.
Yeah, it's like you shouldn't be enemies. You need to both come to a mutual understanding because it's
Yeah,
when
but I
both
think
of you
it's
win,
about but it's about understanding.
it's understanding.
You guys aren't enemies, but it's like, how do you even get to that point? Because some people see, the thing is, everything's like upbringing and how you're born and how you're raised.
Everyone has different.
Do you get me? And it's even like maybe what you've seen in your household as well.
Yeah.
So I think maybe me in past experiences, I didn't want to be taken for a dickhead or feel like I was being, you know what I mean? What's the word? Not used, but you know what I'm trying to say. So maybe I could have been a lot more, nah, I'm not doing this, not having it, etc., etc. But I think within this, because I know you wouldn't do that, if you want something done a certain way, or if we're even arguing about something and you're trying to get your point across, it's just a case of remembering, okay, if this person's feeling this way, there's obviously a reason why. It's not not malicious. We don't hate each other. I think it's just about reminding each other we don't hate each other here. We're actually trying to understand. There's obviously something that we're clashing about that we're both not getting. Because sometimes I explain stuff to you or vice versa, and we're not getting it.
Yeah.
And then I think we could get angry at each other and be like, "What's wrong with you? Why would you do this?" But then it's obviously at the other end as well. You're feeling like that, so that means there's obviously something that
it's
we're
a lack
both,
of understanding.
Yeah, exactly. There's something we're not understanding here. So it's not even like me versus you. It's me, you versus the problem. Do you get me? So I think it's like when you can pull the problem outside of the pair of us, that's when we can actually look at the problem, step back, look at the problem, and it's like, okay, that's the problem.
Exactly.
Let's figure that out.
Don't attach to the problem, because then that's when you're going to take it personal. Detach from the problem, lay it out on the table,
Facts.
and then tackle it.
Yeah.
Both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it's personal, that's when feelings are going to get hurt.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, no, you're definitely right. So I think, that's a good way to look at it. I think it's you and your partner versus the problem. So I think if you can frame it like that a lot more, then you'll get to resolutions a lot better rather than being like, it's me versus my partner.
Exactly. I completely agree. And just have a calm head about it as well.
Or at least try.
But then going back to when we were talking about how important a partner is when you're building businesses and so on, how would you say having a supportive versus an unsupportive partner affects the relationship?
Well, if they're unsupportive, you're not going to want to share anything with them. You're not going to want to do it. That's just dead. That's work. Yeah,
so say one person, say you trying to build something, or you're trying to get into, what kind of hobby are you trying to get into?
Ice skating.
Okay, let's say figure ice skating, something like that. And I just think that's dead. And I think it's embarrassing. And I'm like, why are you doing this? I'm not sharing your TikToks.
Yeah.
But you love me. And we have a great time. It's just when you bring up ice skating, we argue. How do you resolve that? How do you deal with a partner who you've been with for so many years, but now you've had an epiphany and you want to do something new, but your partner is happy to do the same things that they've always done and they don't really want to support your new dream? As silly as it might sound to them, just because they don't understand it. What advice would you give to someone who might be going through something like that, who wants to try something new, but they're embarrassed or fearful that their partner won't support them?
I think it depends on, I don't know, I think it's always dependent on like what's the word I'm looking for? Not the view of the partner, but their intent. So it's like some partners could not be supportive because they're insecure in their scenario, and seeing their partner, someone so close to them, doing what they actually want to do and fulfill, could make them a bit more insecure, and then they'll stop trying to support that. And then sometimes it could just be cringe. Because I asked you as well, if I was a rapper, would you share my music? And
I said it depends if you're good.
But that's my point. But if I'm your partner, you should share it regardless.
Of course, no? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You should always support
even if
partner.
It's dead. See, if you're a rapper or a singer and you made crap music, I'm not sharing it.
Yeah, you got to be honest as well, because you can't have your partner.
Yes, make up your own. Which one are you doing? First
No, I
and
know. I
foremost.
know you support your partner, but I think you also have to be honest. You're gonna have to support your partner by being honest with them as well.
Yeah.
Because say it's like, for example, you have something in your beard,
Which
and
you
then
always.
and I don't tell you.
It
You
happens
feel,
bare.
but I don't do it on purpose. But you feel betrayed that I didn't tell you, and you're like, how did you let me film a whole video and you not tell me?
Facts.
And so it's kind of similar to that. It's like, how did you let me go on for so many years and you never told me it was dead?
Yeah, fair. That's a good,
And you're like,
good example.
and you're
actually.
like, yeah, well, it was always dead. Well, how come you never told me?
Yeah.
I think it's in their best interest to be honest and maybe not be mean about it and say, look, I don't think this is for you. But maybe just come up with an alternative.
Yeah, it's tricky though.
Because it depends how connected that person is to their passion as well.
Yeah, you know what? It's so tricky.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, because like imagine this, because there's lots of scenarios where people think they're good at something, but they're actually not. So I think it's how you deliver it to your partner. I think you need to find a way to be like, hey,
how would you deliver it to me?
Okay, what's the scenario then? What exactly is that you do?
I want to start doing opera singing. Opera singing.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna say, look, Jazz, right? You know you're whack at singing, right?
That's not a great start, because I spent every day practicing falsetto and all of.
I think there'll be signs though. Like for example, every time you practice, I put my headphones in, or I happen to need to go for a walk, or. Yeah, I think there'll be signs. So, but I don't know. I'll have to sit you down. I'll be like, look, this opera thing. Are you trying to pursue this?
Are you going to be using auto-tune or?
Yeah, like who's your engineer? Or I think.
Who's your audience?
deaf people. Yeah, no. I'm like, it's got to be deaf people.
Who's your audience though?
That's hilarious. Yeah, no, deaf people. But, I don't know how I would. Nah, honestly, I don't know. What would you do? Because you said you're gonna share my music, but that's the thing. That's what I don't like. Because sometimes I ask you questions to test you, so it's like I know something's whack. So I'm like, you know what? Let me ask Jazz what she thinks.
No, but I'm honest. But I say it with grace, because I don't want to hurt your feelings either.
I know, but that's why I'm like, no, you should have just said it was this. Because I prefer. I think it depends on your partner as well. Because I prefer just say it straight. Like I don't need you to beat around the bush or be like, oh, it's this or it's that. Like just say it straight. So I think it depends on.
You like to do this on purpose though. You like to put your hair in funny styles, and say, Dad, shall I go out like this? I know full well that you wouldn't walk out like this.
I know. But that's what I'm saying. If you say yeah, then I'm like, aha, got you. Because this looks horrible.
But then if I say no, you're like, aha, see, you never liked my forehead. So I can't win.
Oh my God. Oh.
I can't win, you see.
Oh, turkey soon come though.
Oh, you announcing it?
I didn't announce shit.
No.
You did.
I did not.
Just there, yeah, you did.
Moving on
swiftly. Wait till these cameras are off. Don't worry. Moving on swiftly. Yeah, I think it depends on your partner. Oh my God. Yeah, it depends on your partner. Yeah, I don't know. If you're in that scenario, I have no clue what to do, bro. I'll be honest with you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'd be like, look, listen, right? It's this singing thing that you're doing.
Whack.
Yeah, it's not for you, bro. Yeah,
honesty is.
Yeah, no,
key.
Just be honest. Because like for me, like for example, like the analogy you use, when I have stuff in my beard and I've gotten you to film videos of me, and I watch the video, I'm like, Jazz, that was in my beard. And you're like, oh.
I thought you wanted it there.
Ridiculous.
I never said that, but yeah.
Do you get me? So, the sun is shining now.
Sun is shining.
But yeah, no, I think for me, I don't know. What would you do? Are you just saying?
Yeah, I would just say it with grace.
Okay, but my music though, are you sharing it to your story or not?
Private story with just you on it.
That's insane. Imagine that. I'm like, wow, baby girl's so supportive.
Yeah.
All this time, you only have one viewer, and it's me.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah, but I support that.
Okay, fair enough. So I think the what's the word I'm looking for? The consensus is we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, it depends on your partner.
Yeah, it really depends on your partner.
Like for Jazz, I'd just be straight. I think
Yeah.
for her, she'd probably be straight to me.
Yeah, but I'd say it a bit nicer than you. You're more straight up.
Yeah, so I think I need to say nicer to you, but you can just be straight with me.
Yeah.
Which you should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I also want to talk about mindset and money, because we recently had a discussion with one of our friends who's a flight attendant.
Mm-hmm.
And she was bringing up a story of how when she's going through business class and first class, it's her favorite cabins to work in. And we were like, oh, we thought those, types of people would be a bit more demanding. And she said, no, the worst cabin that I work in is premium economy, because everyone is just in a bad mood. If we don't have enough meals or their chosen meal or whatever, they are kicking off.
Because they feel entitled, basically.
They say, oh, we've paid for this. We need to do this. And the only explanation that I can come up with as to why they're acting like that is because they've used their last few £100s on that flight. Because I don't understand how you're gonna complain about things that really don't matter. Meanwhile, there's people who have paid a lot more money and probably have the right to be a bit more picky, are basically not complaining. And I think that also goes for some, clients as well, especially in Mike's field. Usually the clients who don't pay as much have the most to say, and the clients who pay the most are usually the happiest with the work. But yeah, I just kind of want to dive into that money.
That's the question.
Money and mindset. How do you think your beliefs shape the way you view your finances?
I think that's like multiple questions. Break that down again. Give me one question.
Okay. How do you think your beliefs shape your financial success?
How do I think my beliefs shape?
How do your beliefs shape your financial success?
I think your level of success is directly correlated to the type of belief system you have. So if you believe that you can build a company that's worth 10 M's, you have a higher chance of building it than someone who doesn't believe that. Because then it's like, when you do believe that, you're going to act accordingly. You're going to do stuff in order to be able to make that amount. But if you already don't believe that, if you don't think your business can generate over 100 grand in the year, you probably won't even make that. Because I think, because your belief system bleeds into your actions. So, for example, if I believe I'm successful, if I believe I want to run a company that's worth 50 grand or whatever, I'm now going to start creating offers to clients that cost 3 grand, 5 grand, 10 grand. Because I believe my service costs that. Because I believe my service should be valued at that amount, and in order to make my goal. So it's like, if you don't believe you can even make that amount, you're going to continue doing services that are like, 200 quid, 300 quid. You get me 50 quid here and there. So I think definitely like your belief system feeds into your actions, and then your actions determine your reality. That was deep. Yo.
It's true though. But how do you go about giving someone that same advice when they've been brought up very different? And none of their family are business owners. And it would just be out of the ordinary to start suddenly thinking like that. Like you read Rich Dad Poor Dad once, and all of a sudden you're this business mogul.
That happened to me.
Happens to everyone. That's usually the start of the book.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah. What are assets and what are liabilities?
Yeah. No, facts.
Yeah. It all starts with that book.
Yeah, no, I think definitely it's like you need to, because I don't know, I think it's really about how you look at the world and how you frame things, right? Because it's like you see people who are doing really well and you're like, how have they done that? They must have gotten lucky. But it's like, no, they've done, maybe there's a factor of luck, sorry. But it's like they've done stuff to ensure they can get into this position. So it's like, if I want to be that rich guy with the Ferrari, I need to build something, a service or a business that allows me to have that type of cash flow in order to get that Ferrari. So it's like the only difference between you and someone you deem successful or doing well is that they took action. They implemented stuff in order for them to get there. So it's like, and it's also, I think I heard this somewhere, but it's also about like the vehicle that you have. So it's like if you want a business again to do like 10 mil revenue, the vehicle in which you're in needs to be able to generate 10 mil revenue. Like for example as well, like we're talking this week and we're seeing people buying packages for $5,000 for this specific course or whatever, this and that, and we're like, wow, can't believe people are buying that. But it's like someone has to serve those people, because that's how I was even looking at, like, see what Louis Vuitton and Gucci and blah blah. I'm like, if they don't sell stuff at that price point, someone else will.
Exactly.
Like there's people who, because you have to remember, not everyone's like, there's levels. Do you get me?
Exactly.
People want to spend that amount. People have the disposable income to spend that amount.
That's why you've seen so many people eat out during, you know, cost of living crisis. You're thinking, how can these people afford it? Because not everyone's in the same financial situation as you.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Thanks, Jasmine.
Sorry.
You need to be the one to, yeah. So basically, if Louis wasn't there, Gucci wasn't there, someone else would be the one to be there.
Yeah.
So you have to remember, there's a market for everyone. Sometimes we see stuff and it's like, yo, that's expensive. To someone else, that's cheap. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So it's like, if you want to be able to make 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month, start building services and offerings that allow you to charge those type of prices, and then that's how you get there. So I think it's not a case of like, I think people overcomplicate it, honestly. Although it's hard, don't get it twisted, it's hard. But if you build a vehicle there, if, like, for example, that thing we were saying about the packages, someone was buying 5K, 10 grand. It's like, no one's ever going to buy a package of 5 grand off us unless we have an offer or a package that costs 5 grand.
Yeah.
Simple as.
Yeah.
If you don't build a vehicle, you're never going to do that. So it's like, if you want to attain something or attain a certain level of money or whatever, build that thing that allows you to get there. Do you get me? So it's like, I noticed as well from the last pod I was watching, I keep saying so it's like. Anyway, that's neither here or there, nor there. Yeah, it's about it's like, okay, imagine having a 2-story house. How are you gonna get upstairs if there's no stairs?
I don't know. Build a lift.
No, well, yeah, no. My point is, if you don't put stairs there, you can't get upstairs. So it's about you building the stairs. Do you get me? It's not about wishing or hoping someone gives you a hand up, because more than likely, no one's going to give you a hand up there. Maybe if someone sees you building stairs, they'll go and grab a hammer as well and help you along to get up there.
They need to know that's your mission. They need to know that's what you're doing.
Exactly. Exactly. And then it's also a case of letting people know, hey, I'm building the stairs up here. So if more people know that you're doing that, more people will be interested, more people will be more inclined to help you or tell other people, and you'll get there a lot quicker. A lot quicker. Exactly.
So the point of that story is to tell people what you're doing and start building what it is you're building.
Start building the vehicle.
Yeah, start building the vehicle.
Facts. Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, we had audio difficulties.
But we're back now.
Oh, as I was saying, I think that's really actionable advice, because a lot of the time people have an idea. And they have a plan to do the idea. Yeah. An example of this is when I'm coaching people with, you know, starting up their Airbnb businesses. They say, oh yeah, I'm gonna start looking into XYZ next week. Yeah. Or I'm gonna or what. One of the calls I had, someone said, oh yeah, I'm going to reach out to 10 leads this month. And I said, you know what? You could do that in 1 week. Why are you planning to do something next week? Why can't you do it this week?
It'll take as long as you give yourself.
Exactly. But why are you planning to start something next week? Why are you making a plan for a plan?
Yeah.
Just do the plan.
Yeah, folks.
Or, you know, often people will say, yeah, I'm going to start thinking about this. So what, you're making a plan to think? Why don't you just do the thing?
Yeah. No,
because once you start doing the thing, then you can get a move on, you get the ball rolling. Yeah. And like you said with the great example about the stairs and the ladder, or not even the ladder, the stairs. Once you start building the thing and reaching out to people and talking to people, telling people what you're doing, you're gonna get further along a lot quicker, because you don't even when you talk to people you don't think will help you, they might know someone who will help you. So I think it's all about whatever idea in business or anything that you have, tell people about it. And it doesn't matter if it's cringe.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you have to post it online.
The thing is, everything is going to be cringe until it's not. It's at the end of the day, it's like, if you want it bad enough, like you're cringe. Like, for example, the stuff I post, like even like with me, with the whole, you know, I'm going to spin this globe and
I'm gonna get X amount of followers this year.
Yeah, and you know what I mean, or even all this let me explain, and just like even the scripts I do, I find some of them cringe, but it's like I need to do that because I know it works in terms of a hook and all that type of stuff. But it's like it's also entertaining to people as well. Even though I'm like, it's ruining my mysterious aesthetic, dark aesthetic vibe. Do you get me?
Yeah. I mean, you've even said yourself, you wished you started doing TikTok dances back in the day, because you would be clear.
I'd be clear now.
You'd be clear.
Although, even though when I
seen
it, I was like, this is no. But to be honest, no, that's different though, because that wouldn't have been me if I was doing that.
No, but it's like, it puts in perspective. Why am I so embarrassed?
Yeah.
To do something where I could just reap so many rewards from.
Yeah, no facts. Yeah.
Like, you won't be able to hear any of the bad comments from up there. Like, do you know
exactly.
What I mean? You won't care.
But yeah, I think it's always like the pain of staying the same is. No, when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of changing, that's when you put action and actually change. Yeah. So I think it's like, even all this cringe stuff, it's like, bro, we're only here on Earth for one, for a certain amount of period. What? H Lord. My English is all over. We're only here for a certain amount of time. So it's like, who cares, bro? Like, honestly, like, who cares? Who honestly cares? I mean, like, all the people we have around us, it's only going to be for a time. Because, for example, even like, remember, like when you're at school, you feel like the people that are in your class and that blah, 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 in your class, in your school, you think you're going to be with them forever.
I didn't.
Oh.
I unfollowed everyone the day I left school.
Yeah, look,
pretty much.
Maybe we had different
I was happy to move on. I had plans.
Okay, I liked school and I liked my people. So, you know what I mean? Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, you know, you think certain things are so important in certain periods of your life, only for you to move on to your next stage and realize none of that actually mattered. The opinion of this person didn't matter. Opinion of that person didn't matter. So it's like, why would you limit yourself based on the opinions of other people's, based on the other people's opinion? Yeah, that's still in their head. Yeah, at least you're out here doing stuff, and I think people commend that a lot better. And people actually do support you as well. I think there's a narrative that like everyone hates you and no one's supportive, but there's actually people who will support you and what it is that you want to do. Sometimes
people you don't expect.
A lot of times it's strangers as well, bro. Yeah. People don't even know you.
Well, exactly. I mean, for example, like when I've gone back home, I've been speaking to my parents' next door neighbor, and they've said, oh, we've seen your TikToks, and even though we can't relate to it, I think they're great.
Yeah, that's nice.
And I'm like, I didn't know that you've seen my stuff, like nothing. And that meant the most.
Yeah, that's really
because
nice.
It's the people that you don't expect that show up. And then sometimes, sadly, the other end, it's the people that you expect the most to show up that don't. Yeah. But who cares?
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie. But yeah, look, I think that was a good convo. Yeah, some interesting points. I think there's some points in that we'll need to revisit at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, once again, guys, thank you for joining.
Thank you for tuning in.
The Bro Club. Again, leave some comments. Let us know if you enjoyed the pod. If we're chatting crap, let us know as well. If there's certain stuff you'd like for us to touch on.
Actually. No, before we end, we actually have a weekly thing we want to start doing. So just bear with me one sec.
Okay. Well, Jasmine looks for that. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the like button, please, before pause the video or pause the podcast, and please like it and rate it. Share with a friend that you think would benefit from this podcast. And yeah, Jasmine, would you like to?
Yes. So, at the end of each episode, we want to start doing something called Big Picture Question of the Week. Now, you might be asking, what is...
might be asking. Sounds like a voiceover.
Yeah. You might be wondering, what is a big picture question...
Let me explain.
...of the week? Let me explain. Okay, so the question of this week is... Drum roll. what part of yourself have you found the hardest to love?
Yeah.
And how have you worked on embracing it?
Yeah.
Now,
That's deep.
Well, this is why it's called
Big
Big
picture
Question of the
Yeah,
Week.
fair.
So what we want you to do is come back to us in the comments and just let us know what your answers are. And then
Are we going to answer it?
we can answer it next week.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we'll answer it with everyone else. What we want is start building a bit more of a community. So let us know, guys, what your answer is to this, and we'll also share what ours is next week.
Hopefully they've made it to the end of this podcast so they can see the question.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll know.
We'll know now. If
We'll
you
know.
answer, but it's very vulnerable as well. So we're asking people to be very out there and vulnerable.
Okay.
So
Should we
is there a way we can make it anonymous, or? Because
Mm.
I'm not going to figure it out. Do you want to figure it out?
Well, what was the big question? I thought this was what it was going to be. I thought we were trying to get people to.
Yeah, no facts. But I think what the idea I brought to you was
Clearly,
that
we missed out on the team meeting.
yeah. So clearly, yes, we did. We'd ask the question, then we'd discuss it, and then we'd allow people to also answer.
Yeah. So that's the same, really.
Yeah, but we'd have to answer it now.
Okay, fine. Let's answer it now.
I don't know the answer. Do you have an answer for that? Yeah, you first then. You brought it up.
No, we'll answer it next week because it's big picture question of the week.
So because
So you
I've
gotta
asked
think-
you to answer it.
No, because you got to take a week to think about it, and then you answer at the end of the week, which is when we do our podcast.
All right, first. Then see you
Mm.
next week for that question. You want to repeat it there again? So
All right,
people know.
guys. What part of yourself have you found the hardest to love, and how have you worked on embracing it?
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be necessarily physical. It can be like mental and just maybe a characteristic you have or anything like that. So it's just the opportunity for you to deep dive and have a think about you and how you live and
How
who
you can
you
grow.
are and how you grew up.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it'd be interesting to see who says what. If no one says anything, we're gonna answer.
We're going to
anyway.
answer anyway.
So make sure you tune in next week to see what part of ourselves we hate and we now embrace.
Hate is a strong word.
Yeah, no facts.
All right.
But
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, all the above.